My name is Dr. Shahid. I'm a general pediatrician and medical educator. In this series of videos, we've been talking about how to prevent burnout and develop resilience in doctors and medical students. In this specific video, we're going to talk about the resilience strategy of finding meaning and purpose. So let's go ahead and get started. So this is my overview of how I view wellness and burnout. Wellness and burnout are on opposite ends of the spectrum. So if we can do things that will promote wellness, that will help prevent burning out. I divide up wellness under developing resilience and also under prevention of burnout. And the blue arrow with the arrow going in both directions indicates that there's overlap between these strategies. So anything that develops resilience will also prevent burnout, and anything that prevents burnout will also help develop resilience. And overall, that will promote wellness. And again, if we can help promote wellness, that will help reduce the risk of burning out. So in these video series, we've been talking about these resilience strategies of positive thinking, reframing, optimism, gratitude, appreciation, reflection, altruism, and meaning and purpose. And when you look at these more closely, they actually spell out the word program. So we've been going through a resilience program. In previous videos, we've talked about positive thinking, reframing, and optimism. In another video, we talked about gratitude, reflection, and altruism. And now in this video, we're going to be focusing on meaning and purpose and how to find meaning and purpose as a resilience strategy. So let's go ahead and start that discussion. So again, this is our overview of wellness and burnout, and we're going to be focusing on this portion of our diagram of meaning and purpose. And we've talked about other aspects, and then in future videos, we're going to be talking about many, many more of these specific resilience strategies. So meaning is having a worthy goal or mission in life. And we know that when you have meaning in your life, it gives us strength and it gives us courage, and that helps us develop resilience. Having a clear and valued purpose and committing to a mission can markedly strengthen one's resilience. So again, it is so important to have a purpose, to have a mission, to find meaning, and that can really enhance your resilience. People who believe their lives have meaning evaluate their lives as significant and worthwhile, as part of something bigger. They believe their lives make sense. They believe their lives are driven by a sense of purpose. So again, if we can find meaning in our life, that makes our existence worthwhile, and it allows us to see our life as part of something bigger and gives us strength and meaning and purpose. And it drives us to live a better life then. So we have to acknowledge and recognize that what is meaningful for one person may not be meaningful for another person. So something that I find meaningful and I find helpful and gives me purpose might not be the same for someone else. So it's so important to understand your own meaning and purpose in your own life, and it can be very different from one person to the next. Also, we have to recognize that the meaning in our life can change for the same person at a different point in our life. So let's say right now, you're starting medical school, and there's a different meaning in your life and a different purpose in your life versus someone who's in residency or someone who's a practicing physician. Their meaning can change at different points in their life. And I think it is so important for all of us to kind of reflect and reevaluate and reassess where we are in our lives and what we are doing and where we are going to, again, reassess and reevaluate the meaning and purpose for us at that point in our life. So you must search for your meaning and search for your purpose and reevaluate that on an ongoing basis during different points in your life. Searching for meaning doesn't mean that you go around or you kind of ask, what is the meaning of life? But instead, you should be asking, what is life asking of me? So finding meaning and purpose is not by asking what can I expect from life, but rather, what does life expect from me? What matters is what I do with what I have, right? So we need to look around or try to reflect and understand, like, what is life asking of me? What does life expect of me? And what do I have in my life that will give me meaning? So that means you have to recognize that we all have skills and talents and abilities and expertise. So to help find meaning and purpose, the question then becomes, what can you do with those skills and talents and abilities and expertise, right? So that will add to your meaning. So first we have to recognize that and appreciate that. And then we will be able to help find meaning and purpose. So there's a great quote: "The meaning of life is to find your gift, and the purpose of life is to give it away." So we all have a gift, right? We have some skill, we have some talent, we have some ability, we have some expertise, right? That is our gift that we have been giving. We have been given. So again, the meaning of life is to figure out what that gift is, to find that gift. Then the purpose becomes to share that gift with others, to give away that gift to others, right? That becomes a purpose of our life. So I think this really kind of summarizes meaning and purpose, and we have to think about it from this perspective and really understand what is the gift that we have, what is the talent, the skill, the expertise, the abilities that I've been given that I can share with others and give away to others. And part of that is choosing the right career. So choosing the right career is critical in helping you understand your own meaning and purpose in life. An authentic career match increases a sense of purpose, productivity, work-life balance, and happiness. So the key to this decision is doing what you love and loving what you do. So you have to find something that you are excited about and happy with and passionate about and that you love doing, right? And then you will find purpose and you will have a better work-life balance, right? There's a quote that if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life, right? So the key is though to finding what you love doing, and that can really enhance meaning and purpose and really increase your own resilience. There's a nice quote. It's a beautiful thing when a career and a passion come together, right? So again, we have to find what is our passion and then try to make that into our career. And when that comes together, then you have meaning and you have purpose and you have joy, you have satisfaction. It's a really nice feeling at that point then. So career choices based on that which you love, that which you are good at, and that which gives your life meaning affect not only job satisfaction, but also long-term health and life, right? So if you can find something that you love, something that you're good at, something that really gives you meaning, then there's great satisfaction in the work that you do. There's great joy and gratification in the work that you do, and meaning and purpose, right? And all that coming together allows you to live a healthier life. A more meaningful life, and it adds to your overall health and overall wellness, whether it's your physical health or your mental health. So it is so important then. So I think it's important for us to kind of just separate out some of these words of job and career and calling, right? So this article defines them kind of separately, and I think they're interesting. The job is defined as a focus on financial rewards and necessity rather than pleasure or fulfillment. A career is about focusing on advancement, and a calling is focused on enjoyment of fulfilling socially useful work, right? So I think there's differences between all these, and we have to keep these in mind and recognize some of these subtle differences then. So having a calling can enhance resilience, right? So we have to find our calling, right? It's something that we get joy and satisfaction and that is meaningful as you are serving others, right? And we know that medicine is a calling, right? This is a quote from Sir William Osler, a famous physician from the 1800s. He has many, many famous quotes. This one quote says, "The practice of medicine is an art, not a trade, a calling, not a business. A calling in which your heart will be exercised equally with your head." So medicine is a calling. It's a way of life. It's something that you do that is fulfilling as you are serving others then. So again, medicine is a calling that we have to recognize, and that can add resilience to ourselves. And interestingly, it was found in this study that physicians who do not identify with medicine as a calling experience more burnout, right? So again, we have to see medicine as a calling, as something that you are getting joy and satisfaction out of, and that you are serving others, and that you are in it for a bigger purpose. You're not just in it for money or status or prestige or anything like that, right? You're in it because that's what you love to do, and you get great satisfaction out of serving others and caring for others, and then it becomes a calling. And physicians who do not see medicine as a calling are at increased risk of burning out. The purpose of life is a life of purpose. right? That's what we've been kind of talking about. So what is our purpose? How do you find your purpose, right? And I think we need to take a moment to reflect on that, right? We talked about reflection in a previous video, the importance of reflecting, right? So thinking about it, like what is your purpose? What brings meaning to you? What are your values, right? To reflect on that, to think about that. So you might think about this right now. You might pause the video and kind of think about these and reflect on this and maybe even write down some thoughts in these areas. But it's so important to understand what is your purpose, what is your gift that you have that you are willing to share with others, and how does that bring meaning to you, and what are your values? Um, and part of that could be writing a mission statement or thinking about what your mission statement might be and what your values are. And I think that's important when you're understanding your meaning and purpose, is to understand your mission and your values that you have. So it's not enough to have lived. We should be determined to live for something, right? So that's part of our mission. What are we living for? What is our mission in life? So there's different type of values. This is a list of different professional values. So you can maybe look at these and think about what are some of the ones that resonate with you? What are your professional values, right? It might be some of the things listed here, dedication and dependability and compassion and teamwork and supportive and innovative, flexible, let's see, research, purpose, community, academic, mentoring, right? So these are just examples of professional values. And there's not an all-inclusive list, but there's a starting point. So if you're looking for what are maybe your professional values that you want to live by, that resonate with you, maybe think about some of this and see what are you doing that are promoting these values, and what are the values that really are meaningful to you. So it's important to identify some of your own values. So this might be a list that you can start with. And there's other lists that are out there that you can also look into as well. But I do think it's important to understand what your values are. What do you stand for? And that can help you understand what is your mission and what is your purpose. So in my career, I've developed my own mission statement and my own values. So this is what I kind of think about as my own mission and my own mission statement: to inspire, motivate, and mentor students and residents by providing a nurturing and supportive environment that will allow them to develop into the physicians they aspire to be. So that's what I've made my kind of mission as a medical educator, right? I really enjoy inspiring others and motivating others and mentoring others and providing a nurturing, supportive environment that helps them see who they are and helps them develop the skills they want to develop and become the doctor that they are aspiring to be. So that's kind of what I've made my own mission in my own career. And it's taken me a long time to kind of put this together and to understand that, because this is what really brings joy to me. This is what really brings satisfaction in my career, is to try to fulfill this mission. And the values that I have, that I try to live to really promote my mission, the values of inspiration, motivation, mentoring, nurturing, being supportive, teaching others, developing others, growing others, right? So those are some of the values. So this is an example of a mission statement and some values, and this is what I've kind of come up with in my 20-year career in academic medicine, and this is what I finally have changed and developed, and it's changed all throughout my career. But now I think this is I have a better understanding of what really brings me joy and satisfaction and meaning and purpose by being able to really see the mission that I want to to fulfill in my life as a medical educator, and the values that I want to live by in that regard. So there's an example that you can use to maybe create your own mission statement and understand your own values. And again, it's different for everyone, and it changes during everyone's life as they kind of go through their own different aspects of their life and different times of their life as well. And but I do think it's important to understand what your mission might be now, or what you hope to achieve later on in your life. So in order to achieve some of my mission efforts, these are some of the things that I do that allow me to help maybe achieve some of my mission. That I'm a faculty advisor for students and residents as they are going through their careers. I do different lectures for students and residents related to my specialty in pediatrics. I found a lot of satisfaction in some of the research I've done, and the articles that I've been able to publish, and the book chapters I've been able to write, focusing on emotional intelligence and the role of emotional intelligence overall for physicians, and the role of emotional intelligence in developing wellness and resilience. These type of lectures on wellness and resilience, I give these to to my learners, and I think I find great joy and satisfaction in that. I'm creating these YouTube videos, and this one being an example of that. On my YouTube channel, again, these are ways I've been trying to fulfill my mission and the efforts that I've made in fulfilling my mission. Also on the YouTube channel, I've created a crash course in pediatrics that focuses on clinical reasoning and analytical skills in cases related to pediatric patients. So again, I find great joy and satisfaction in doing these type of things, and these are some of the things I've tried to do in an effort to fulfill my own mission. And how do I know I'm successful? Every now and then I will get an email or a card from a student or a resident or a patient family expressing their gratitude for my interaction with them, or something that I've done for them from an educational perspective or a patient care perspective. And in my office I have a drawer full of these emails and these cards and these communications that I just keep kind of handy. And every now and then, when I'm having a bad day or I'm questioning, what is my mission or why am I doing this, I open up that drawer, pull out, an email or a card that I haven't looked at in a while, and read what is written on that email and that card from a student or a resident or a patient family. And that reminds me of what my mission is. It reminds me of what my purpose is. It reminds me of what I'm doing. And it enhances my resilience, because there are days where, you feel that, is it worth it, or why am I doing this? Or, you're having a bad day and you feel you're starting to get burnt out and that your resilience is going down and your wellness is going down. This is a way to boost that wellness, to boost that resilience, is to remind yourself, of the achievements that you've had, the difference that you've made in other people's lives, right? The meaning that provides. And this is one way to have a drawer or something, so hopefully over your careers, you'll be able to accumulate the different communications that you'll keep, and that it'll serve as a reminder of the meaning in your life, and help you on a day where you're feeling a little bit burnt out, a little bit down, and give you that boost that you need to get back up and to keep moving forward. So I think that's important. That's part of the resilience strategy that I think is very important then. So other things that can provide meaning and purpose include community service, right? So serving others and being a part of different community-based organizations or school-based organizations or faith-based organizations or neighborhood type of organizations, and being a part of that and serving others. So that can really enhance meaning and purpose when you are paying it forward, when you are helping others and sharing your resources, sharing the gift that you have, the blessing that you have with other people. That can really add meaning and purpose. So reaching out to others and helping others and serving others can really help out. And then with the idea that you want to prevent whatever a bad outcome might be, if you can prevent it from happening to others, that can really add meaning and purpose, right? So sometimes we go through difficulties, so you learn from those and you grow from those, right? So you share that with others, you share your experience with others in an effort to prevent it from happening to that other person, right? So you educate them, you work with them, you mentor them, you share your experience in the hope that they don't have to go through that same difficulty, and maybe you can prevent that, one person from having to go through a similar difficulty that you might have gone through by sharing it with others. So that can add meaning and purpose to your life and to that circumstance, right? That's how you can kind of reframe a negative situation into a positive one and say, okay, you know what, this is a difficult situation, but I'm going to learn from it and I'm going to make myself better, but I'm also going to share my experience with others, because I don't want somebody to have to go through that difficulty like I had to go through. And if I only knew what I know now, and somebody had shared it with me, I could have approached it differently, right? So that can really add meaning and purpose. So that's an important perspective to keep as well then. So again, reflecting on things and thinking about, what is your purpose, what brings meaning to you, what are your values, right? What is your mission statement? Keeping all that in mind and thinking about that and reflecting on that. I know that's hard to do, right? It's not intuitive and takes some time and reflection, but I do think it's important to do that and to think about that. And I've created a little worksheet here, a self-reflection worksheet that you can use, and maybe this can help you develop kind of meaning and what your values are. Because when somebody asks me to write, what is your meaning in life, or what is your mission statement, or what are your values, it's kind of hard, right? So I've created this reflection worksheet that that you can use on your own. So this is a little self-reflection exercise that maybe you could stop the video now and look at it and think about it, or you can do it afterwards, or you can write this down, print it out, and give it some time and thought. But the self-reflection exercise is basically taking some time and reflecting on this. So look ahead 50 years, right? Think ahead 50 years. As you are preparing for retirement, you learn that you will be honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award. So think about a colleague, a patient, and a medical student and a close friend are each going to come up and give a speech about you to describe why you're getting that award. So now the self-reflection that you can do now is, what words or phrases would you hope your colleague would say about you? What words or phrases would you hope your patient would say about you? What words or phrases would you hope your medical student would say about you? And what words or phrases would you hope your close friend would say about you? So think about some of these, because this can show you what your values are today, right? Because this is how you want to be seen 50 years from now. How do you want to be remembered 50 years from now as you're retiring? What is the legacy that you're going to leave behind? How did you impact others? How did you bring meaning to others? So doing this exercise can help you reflect on that. And then once you write those down, you can think about, okay, what do I need to do today in order for me to be seen in that light 50 years from now, right? So this is an exercise that can help you understand your own values and maybe your own mission. So taking a moment to maybe reflect on this and do this self-reflection exercise might be helpful then. Okay, so to kind of wrap up this session, so we've been talking about the resilience program. Today we talked about meaning and purpose. In previous videos, we've talked about positive thinking, reframing, and optimism. In another video, we talked about gratitude, reflection, and altruism. And like I said, this one focused on meaning and purpose. And again, this is all in the big picture of wellness and preventing burnout and promoting resilience. So we've been really talking about this category here and kind of wrapping up our discussion under the resilience program for these resilience strategies. And now at future videos, we're going to be talking about emotional intelligence and self-awareness and self-management, then also about different aspects of relationships and social support that can add resilience, and other aspects as well. So look forward to seeing you at future sessions as we talk about other aspects of resilience and wellness in an effort to prevent burnout. So hopefully we'll see you at those future sessions as well. Thank you for your time today, and hope you found this to be helpful and beneficial.